This is my Mossberg 590 shotgun. There's many like it, but this one is mine. Now, the Mossberg 590 has been around a while, introduced to meet some military specifications, and still used today by law enforcement and military, of course, all over the place. That's actually where mine here came from many, many years ago, decades ago even. This one came from a local sheriff's department. So it's definitely got some scratches, some dings, some wear on it because it was used by them and it's certainly been used by me. Now, this particular model right here is the 590 Mariner, and it does have synthetic furniture, not uncommon. What makes it special, though, is the marine coat finish, the grayish color marine coat finish. That's why it's the 590 Mariner. Other than that, you've got a 20-inch barrel, 3-inch chamber. It is a pump action 12 gauge, of course. You've got the rear tank style safety back here, and it is a tube fed, of course, 8+1 capacity, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later on. Now, I want to talk about some of the extras on this shotgun, but I've got to quickly caveat and say that all of these extras are cosmetic. None of them affect the inherent function of this shotgun. It's a 12 gauge, it's pump action. It left the factory that way, it remains that way. These are just accessories. And the first one that I went with was the Streamlight TL Racker here. And this is obviously a pump style 4-end. It's a little bit beefy. It's got really good texture, but it has that built-in Streamlight flashlight, which is super nice because you're not having extra things hanging off of the shotgun here. Yeah, that's just cool. The second thing, flip it around here, that was added was the side saddle. If you've got any type of, especially a combat or defensive style shotgun, and you're not running a side saddle and you don't know what you're missing because you've got extra shell storage there with those side saddles. And we'll talk a little bit more about, the ammunition setup here later on. Speaking of that ammunition setup, you can see the sling 15 round sling, just a nylon sling, nothing terribly special, but it does have the elastic loops that hold the 15 rounds there. And of course, we are attached actually with a bipod stud adapter there on the end, but that is just a barrel tube clamp accessory to allow me to do that has pick rail on either side. So while I've got this pick rail covered with those ladder covers, later on, if I decided to add some type of an accessory on that side, well, I've got the real estate, of course, to do it. And then finally, the last thing that I did, this does have the front bead, by the way, cylinder bore choke on this thing as well. But the last thing that I added was the Monstrum rail to the top of this so that I could mount a dot. In this case, it's the green dot. It is the Gideon Rock RMR footprint, but it is on the Picatinny adapter, so I'm able to mount it up on the shotgun. It's held up great, and it allows me just that really quick, especially with that big circle dot. It allows me for just really quick acquisition. With a shotgun, as you probably know, close is often close enough, and the Gideon Rock on this thing absolutely gets it done. Before we continue and talk about the ammo loadout with my 590 here, I see you eyeballing the shirt. I always do. And this is the latest collaboration with Camerado. This one, one of our own designs, and we call it Ghost Hunter. You figure out why. But whether you're looking for the Ghost Hunter, the OG Pewdy Fruity, the Shell Shock, or any of the other cool standardized, I guess, Camerado color patterns, go check them out. Camerado.com/CloverTac. As you know, there's going to be a link down below for that. So I promised you we would talk about the ammo loadout on this thing. And we've got 6 slugs here. We've got all 6 from a company called Duplex, or named Duplex. I think I'm pronouncing that right. The yellow ones are the hexolights. The blue are the monolights, and hopefully I'm pronouncing that right as well. But we've got 6 slugs in that side saddle. And then when we get to the sling up here, we've just got these red ones are a standard Winchester double-aught buckshot. Nothing special there. And then the blue are Rio 7.5 birdshot. Now, as far as what stays loaded in this thing, for the most part, it's going to be birdshot, typically 7.5s. Now, I did say earlier that this is 8+1 capacity. And when I load down, typically I will only load 5.1, maybe 6.1. What that's going to do is that's going to allow me space in the tube to quickly add, 2 slugs, 2 buckshot, 1 slug and 1 buckshot, whatever I need. And then from there, I can go ahead and fire that first round. Throw off the safety, of course. Fire that first round of birdshot, pump, the specialized ammo into the chamber. Or I can go ahead and just throw the, without even firing, throw the birdshot out and quickly load up the slug or the buckshot. So it kind of gives me customization of what type of ammunition that I need for any specific given task. But typically speaking, I'm just using 7.5, some type of birdshot, more so to scare critters off than anything else. But occasionally there is a smaller critter that has to be dealt with. And birdshot does that fine. If you're looking for more content on the 590 here, as with most videos, I have a companion article posted over on Substack, and typically I'll link those down in a pinned comment. Speaking of the comments, I would like to know your thoughts on my little 590 setup here. So definitely jump down in those comments and chime in. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. But with the setup now, it is definitely the perfect shotgun for me, especially with the application considered. And honestly, it has been getting it done for years, even as I have, added different accessories to make it even more perfect for my use. But maybe, just maybe, hunting shotguns are your thing. And if that's the case, I have the Mossberg Snow Goose video that we did here a while back, locked, loaded, and ready to go right now.